Our last game on the big match today, in fact, we go down to the 3rd division and we catch up with this staggering rise of Fulham. They went to Stockport County yesterday. Fulham, in fact, are in the darker shirts this time, not their usual white. Fulham in the darker shirts. The commentator is Gerald Sinstadt. The pictures are Granadas.
Boyd's header through to Earl. Well, pulling it back over Campbell's head, and a free kick eventually to Fulham. Haynes to take it. Earl's header. Number 1. Beautifully flighted free kick from Johnny Haynes. Steve Earl's goal, his 8th goal of the season. To Lloyd. Lloyd again. On to Calla, to Brown. And a bad mistake there between Haydock and Griffiths gives a chance for Barrett to turn it inside to Haynes, and Haynes straight out to Conway. This is good by Fulham. Conway a little bit slow. And he gets his goal! It looked as though Jimmy Conway had completely thrown that away. Looked as though he delayed much too long after Haynes had put him clear. But gets his 13th goal of the season.
Now into the second half.
Earl again. Still in possession. Round Griffiths. Pulled back for Haynes and touched in. No, not quite touched in by Lloyd. Slid away eventually by Danny Campbell. There's a pedigree about this Fulham passing in the penalty area that County are finding difficult to cope with. Barrett with the corner. Conway, Ogley trying to put his legs in the way of it, and it's turned in by Earl. Terrible mess up there by the county defence. Ogley, feeling perhaps that he couldn't get his hands to it, tried to turn the ball away with his legs, and so Earl gets number 3. Quarter of an hour to go. Goal kick to County. Straight to Barrett. Callahan. Haydock. Brown out to Conway. Lloyd. Conway following up to pick up the loose one. Brown, Horn, and Earl. Well saved. Earl again. Well saved again. Earl again. And that time! You won't see it better done on Blackpool Pier. 3 shots, and the 3rd one going in to give Steve Earl his hat-trick and to put Fulham 4-0 in the lead. 3 men in the centre. Morton at the back of the box there, just turned off his head by the substitute for Fulham, Mick Pentecost. Price. What a trial. But too hard with his cross. And a chance here, number 9, John Rowland scores the first for Stockport County.
And that's how it finished, 4-1 to Fulham. Do you realise now they've scored 27 goals this season, and only Liverpool in the 4 divisions can match that. Now, before we come to our last bit of action on the programme today, I know an old Fulham player, Jimmy Hill, wants to get in a word about his old team.
I don't like all those olds, Brian, but nevertheless, I'm delighted, needless to say, to see Fulham doing so well. But one of the things that I've noticed particularly from this programme, I don't know whether other people have, is that we've seen matches from 1st, 2nd and 3rd divisions in the programme, and it's been most noticeable the difference that there has been in the pace of each division, in the speed of each player, the control of the players, and the number of mistakes that are made. In fact, there was the one Fulham goal which Stephen Earl got, where he had 3 bites at the cherry, 3 chances to get the ball in the back of the net. And although you may say the goalkeeper did well to get that far, there were other players around the place who could have got it away and would have done, I think, in a higher division. Here it is now. Look, there's the first one. That was a good save. There's another one. They're still struggling. It looks as if only the goalkeeper's playing and the other defenders are just walking around there, getting ready to moan. I think number 5 there looked the most miserable player I've ever seen.
Let's go down to Craven Cottage in West London for that second division battle between Fulham and Hereford United. The pitch really looking in tremendous condition. The conditions absolutely first class for the great game. And here, in fact, is a glamorous photographer, none other than George Best's girlfriend, Angela MacDonald-James, waiting to take shots of the Fulham team coming out. And she won't have to wait long as Alan Slough leads out the side that has really been revitalised by the inclusion of Marsh and, of course, that man wearing the number 7 shirt. Here he comes, George Best, back from America to get everybody talking. Fulham unbeaten since they joined the side earlier in the season, in fact, and here with George Best is the Fulham side in operation today. In goal, Miller. A back 4 of Cutbush, Howe, Moore and Strong. Middle 3 of Slough, Evanson and Best. And then there's Barrett, Marsh and Mitchell with Bullivant, the substitute. But quite apart from George Best, what about the other fellow there, Rodney Marsh, the other big attraction in the Fulham side? And not forgetting, indeed, the former England captain, Bobby Moore, as meticulous as ever and a big influence on the side. And what about the fellow from Hereford, Gerry Peyton? Don't forget him, more than 800 league games, still going strong at 37, although maybe striker Dixie McNeil will be Fulham's biggest danger on the day. And in fact, he lines up in this Hereford team. Charlton in goal. Tyler playing only his second game in the back 4. Leighton, Galley and Burrows. A middle 3 of Carter, Payne and Lindsay, spiring Davy and McNeil with Sheedy, the 16-year-old substitute.
And Marsh with the throw now for Fulham. Slough. Best. Got out for a shimmy. Oh, a yard of space. A delightful little chip there to Mitchell. Good save by Charlton. But brilliant play again by George Best. A delightful little shimmy, looking for the yard, eventually finding it, and a delicate cross, well met by Mitchell, into the arms of Kevin Charlton. Bobby Moore. Played into the space there for Marsh. They're strong. Towards Best. Winning it well in the air. Nodding it on again for Mitchell. And Mitchell in turn finding Les Barrett. Oh, and a good save. Can Best get there first before Galley? Well, he made a tremendous effort too, and very nearly produced something of Fulham again. Barrett there coming through. The shot pushed out by the young goalkeeper, and Best just unable to turn it in. Cutbush. And Slough. Free kick to Fulham with Cutbush. Here's Best again. Oh, he's got a bit of a gap there to get it onto his left foot, just wide. Very interesting, really. He took it so well, and Hereford was said to be trying to get him onto his left foot. They think he's more dangerous on his right. Well, he showed a couple of times already that he can be pretty dangerous with that left foot. That one just going wide of the Hereford post. Cutbush. Slough. Mitchell setting a little dummy. Slough going through. That's the goal by Alan Slough. 21 minutes gone, and the goal that Fulham richly deserved. Played with a good deal of
of skill on the edge of that box. A nice dummy by Mitchell was a part of it, and the ball eventually coming back at exactly the right angle for Slough. Past Charlton into the net. Lindsay with the corner. And a fist away by Miller. Helped on its way by Mitchell. Only Marsh is up. Galley returning it now. Payne went right down. And Cutbush now to Best. Space ahead of him. Gerry Peyton coming back as hard as he can. Payne still after him. Still Best going on. Tripped. Free kick. And Fulham quickly getting on with the game. The ball with Marsh. A touch now for Cutbush. Hit low there. And it'll come now for Evanson. Oh, a tremendous goal. 2-0. Well, the virtue of a quickly taken free kick. And Fulham quickly advanced down that right touchline, catching Hereford on the wrong foot. The ball hit accurately low across the goal mouth, finding Evanson on the far side. Back of the net, 2-0. John Everson's first goal for his club, Fulham. Davey to Lindsay, good play there, and just a little too high, an own goal by Ernie Howe. Well, that puts Hereford right back in it. Good piece of play down the left by Hereford. A cross that really presented a little bit of danger because it was curling awkwardly. Howe intended to head it wide. Instead, put it neatly behind Miller into the back of the Fulham net. Fulham 2, Hereford 1, an own goal by Ernie Howe. Well, I think Fulham were very lucky indeed there. Best. That's the Best. Oh my goodness, he hit the post. Well, they're asking it, for weeks they've been asking it, can he ever be as good as he was? And a lot of people say, no, that can never happen. But in that moment then, he showed that he's going to get mighty close to it. A lovely shimmy by George Best, a tremendous shot against the post. And here he is again. A little touch this time to Strong. The crowd still buzzing with that tremendous effort by George Best. Evanson. Well, that'll squeeze through until in the end Charlton was pouncing on it. There's Strong for Fulham. Best. Oh, what a ball there by Best to Marsh. And a beautiful save by Charlton, and he very nearly lost it. Marsh jumping all over Burrows. What a ball by Best. A great shot by Marsh. A superb save by young Kevin Charlton. And it remains 2-1 to Fulham. Nice jump by Mitchell. Marsh there to collect. Well, he wrong-fitted them all there. And a lovely ball for Best. Now can he do the same? Onto the right foot. Mitchell on the far post. Marsh with the header. A great shot there as Marsh and Best congratulate each other, and Slough joins in the celebrations. It was Best supreme on that left touchline. Got it onto the left foot in the end. A long cross. Mitchell up beautifully at the far post, and the rest was a formality for Rodney Marsh. John Sillett laying back there shouting. The man who's taken Hereford from the 3rd division into the 2nd is finding it tougher going now in the 2nd. Best making his presence felt there again. Now it's John Evanson for Fulham. Played inside for Marsh. Looking around, seeing who he can pick up. Decides to go one in. Oh my goodness, what a goal! Oh, what a tremendous goal by Marsh. as Rodney Marsh does it again. Looking around to see who he can pick up. Decides he's going to pick up the far corner of the Hereford net and hits it with tremendous power. 4-1. And Rodney Marsh is second. 2 goals in a matter of 3 minutes for him. Now McNeil crossing it in again, spiring with the header just over the Fulham crossbar. And a goal kick. That'll fall for Marsh, killed in one movement. Finds John Evanson. Tremendous worker for Fulham in the middle of the field. Here's Marsh. Evanson, the sort of player who makes the right sort of balance for the rather extravagant skills from time to time of Rodney Marsh. And here's another great break by Fulham. It's Strong going all the way in, and he hits the post. Very nearly number 5. And a corner instead of a goal. A great smile there from Les Strong. And no wonder after he wriggled his way through, only to whack it against the post. Barrett. Well, he's been pretty withdrawn in the second half. Now he's adventuring forward. Plays it back for Cutbush. Good play by Slough. And a wonderful game. Mitchell played on again for Les Barrett. Mitchell again. Slough again. Oh, and he hit the crossbar when Charlton had given it up for lost. Great to see so many smiles here at Fulham, even though there's disappointment there. A really tremendous shot by Slough, beating the goalkeeper, and off the crossbar. Spiring. Strong, and now Best. Hurdled beautifully over Tyler. Took it off Rodney Marsh. Marsh coming back to tackle him. Well, you can do that when you're 4-1 up. Here's Mitchell. Free kick, right on the edge of the box, given away by Galley, who's had a fairly rumbustious afternoon, this big number 5 of Hereford. Another smile. And they're cooking up something. Well, the goalie will want a clear view of this. You can take my word for it. Best and Marsh will be cooking up something. And it almost came off in an unexpected way. Lobbed up by Best. Hit by Marsh. In fact, there was a handball before it came to Ernie Howe. Here's Best again, from that pass by Marsh. Played on now for Mitchell. Marsh and Best are right up there. Curled it just wide. That was John Mitchell turning on the style a little bit. Took that one away on the left there. Ignored Marsh and Best, who'd gone into the middle. And curled one Marsh style, but curled it just wide. Mitchell. Best again. Now taking on Burrows. There's Best. Oh, and saved by Charlton, and saved well. Well, Best showing a lot of skill and an explosive finishing shot, and that in the very last minute of the game, but saved by Charlton.
You can see what I mean. A really breathtaking game, but of course it takes 2 sides to make a great game like that, and Hereford played their part as well. Worth adding to, of course, that Fulham are much more than a 2- or 3-man team, remembering the great work of players like Alan Slough and John Evanson, Les Strong, Johnny Cutbush, and in spite of the own goal, Ernie Howe. But there are 2 men, of course, they all come to see, Rodney Marsh and George Best. What was their reaction to it all?
Yeah, it was tremendous, great, you know, especially for the fans. And I think it was nice for Fulham and, you know, for ourselves that the cameras were here as well. I think anyone going away after seeing that, they think either Rodney or I aren't serious about our football. you know, they've got to believe it now.
Would you say the same, Rod?
Well, from my point of view, I just really enjoyed the game. It's probably the most enjoyable game I've ever played in my life.
Really? What made it that?
Well, for a start, the crowd got behind us in the second half after we scored the third goal, the header. And from then it just carried the game, just carried on a sort of a crest of a wave. It was really great to play in.
What was your game, though, tackling each other just before the end?
Well, the question is, he's been ignoring me, you see, and with his passing. I keep passing to him, he doesn't pass back to me. And the only way I can get off is to tackle him.
Yeah.
No, it's all good fun, Brian. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, he was winning the game 4-1. It's a little bit of entertainment, I suppose.
The thing I was saying earlier was there were so many smiles out there. You were obviously enjoying it. Do you think there's too much fun has gone out of the game overall in our leagues, Rod?
Well, I haven't changed my attitude towards the game since I've been playing. I always enjoy my football and I always see the funny side of situations. You know, and I'll carry on doing that.
But there aren't that many people like you.
Well, I don't know, because today everybody seemed to be enjoying it, you know. Even their side were enjoying it, and I don't think there was one dirty tackle in the whole of the game. I couldn't be sure about that, but there seems to be no really vicious tackling.
I wish I could always see as many smiles on a Saturday afternoon. I mean, you see a hell of a lot of grim faces up and down the leagues, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, the game's all about entertainment, isn't it? I mean, that's the whole thing. You know, you want people to go away from the games happy.
Yeah. I
don't want to go and watch games that nothing scores and they're playing defensive football. I'd love to see every football fan on a Saturday going home with a happy, smiling face without going home and kicking their wives. You know, that's what the game's all about, entertainment.
What do you feel about Fulham now, Rodney? I mean, it's a long time since you played for them. Do you feel that they're a side going places and a club going places?
Well, to be honest with you, Brian, I think that Bobby Campbell is making a big difference to this club. He's getting us organised, he's getting the team organised, and we play a system, we play a 4-4-2 system that is very awkward to play in, particularly when we've got the players that we have. And it's getting George and I to fill in the gaps, the spaces, when the attack breaks down, you know, which isn't easy, to get two players that are committed totally to go forward to do this, you know, and I think he's getting us doing this. And I think Bobby Campbell's doing a tremendous job here.
Well, you made the first goal, really, for Rodney, didn't you? Rodney's first goal, the Fulham third one, although John Mitchell got up very well at the far post.
Yeah, well, I think it was my third attempt to cross it with my left foot, so I mean, sooner or later one's got to be right. And John Mitchell got up very well, nodded across, and Rod nodded it in. But Rod's second goal was
He mishit it, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what the game's all about, seeing them going.
That was a beautiful goal, though.
I was very pleased, yeah. I think it's a once-in-a-lifetime goal, actually, Brian.
Played inside for Marsh. Looking around, seeing who he can pick up. Decides to go one in! Oh my goodness, what a goal! Oh, what a tremendous goal by Marsh!
You may try to do that 25, 30 times a season, you know. But when they go in like that, there's nothing you can say about it. Yeah, it's just brilliant.
I tell you what, there's been smiles all afternoon. It's nice to finish on a big smile from Rodney and from George, and thank you for all the pleasure they've given everybody, if not to Hereford fans this afternoon. Thanks a lot.
Pleasure.
Indeed, smiles everywhere at Craven Cottage yesterday, and no wonder.
It does seem we always do get goals when we go to Fulham. And yesterday was no exception as we feature their battle against relegation as they now meet Sheffield United. First, let's look at the Fulham team that must battle to prevent that drop to the third division. In fact, it's the side that won at Carlisle last weekend to end that long, depressing run. Still no George Best. He's due to play in a five-a-side tournament in Copenhagen this week and should be fit for next Saturday. As for Sheffield United, basically a young side with the experience of men like Eddie Cahoon at 5 and Alan Woodward at 7 to balance things up.
Warboys waits. Mitchell's in there. Ernie Howe's come up on the goal line. Slough with a long corner. Warboys getting a header in. Touched in there, finally, yes! Mitchell, I think, must be credited with it. The goal that Fulham badly wanted. Coming from Slough's corner. A good header when it was badly wanted. And Mitchell hooking it in past Jim Brown. Maybank getting the better of Cahoon, and a penalty given. Cutbush bringing down Maybank. Well, that could only have been fractionally inside the area, but it was enough. And the referee felt sure that had to be a penalty. A foul by Cutbush there on Maybank. And Maybank, the man who is going to be entrusted with the penalty kick. Sheffield United very aggrieved with that penalty decision. And they may be more aggrieved still if Maybank can put it past Jim Brown. Here he goes. 2-0. So with 3 minutes to go to half-time, that gives Fulham the bit of breathing space that they want. Maybank very happy indeed, and indeed quite calmly slotting that ball past Jim Brown from the spot. Now Mark Jerrison. Strong bursting up on the outside of him. There he goes. Ball played nicely for Les Strong, with Mitchell in the middle, Warboys in the middle. And Story coming up fast as well. Playing it wide there for Teddy Maybank. Took well on his chest. And Maybank again! Remarkable goal. No wonder he's smiling. Incredible bit of luck. The long cross from Peter Story. The long cross from Story, searching out Maybank. What a good bit of skill there, taking it on his chest. And he knocked it into the centre. And it came back off a Sheffield United player, I think it was Longhorn, straight back to Maybank again. Impossible angle, and yet he made it possible. Garner to Hansen, or rather to Edwards this time. There's Hansen. Oh, nice little bit of play by him. Oh, a bit of acceleration, brought down, penalty. The foul by Howe on Hansen. That's the first real break that Hansen has made, and he's shown one or two very good touches, and it was a lovely break indeed, until he was brought down by Ernie Howe. And again, the referee had no hesitation whatsoever in pointing to the spot. Well, Alan Woodward. Against Gerry Peyton. Lovely crisp hitter of ball is Alan Woodward, as you can see. A perfect penalty taken, hitting the stanchion right in the back of that goal there by Alan Woodward. Almost side-footing it. Peyton's dive of no avail. And that makes it Fulham 3, Sheffield United 1. He's looked as good as anybody for Sheffield United today, without any doubt at all. Frank's playing a good ball here now. Played in first time once more. Cutbush nicking it on. Oh, off the post and in by Edwards. Well, that's the second one for Sheffield United, and that'll give us quite a finish. And as they played it down that right-hand side, it was a lovely little back flick that it finally, with Woodward pouncing on it as well, and the ball coming off the Fulham post, invitingly for Keith Edwards to hit it over the line.
Well, they did make it hard for themselves, but where do Fulham stand now? Well, they've clawed their way out of immediate danger. It seems they are 5 off the bottom now, until you realise that of the 9 games they have left, 5 of them are away and 4 at home. And the teams that have got to come to Craven Cottage yet include Chelsea and Blackpool, both looking for promotion, and Orient are struggling to get away from the bottom. So it's a tough programme for Fulham. First, it's Fulham against Leeds United at Craven Cottage today, and it turned out to be as good a second division game as you're likely to see, and includes a goalkeeper who defied a nasty injury in order to get into the action.
Fulham's Gerry Peyton had 23 stitches in a head wound that he received at Middlesbrough last week. Remarkably, he's pronounced himself fit to play in goal today. It was his decision after a doctor had examined him, and so he lines up in an unchanged Fulham team that has taken impressively to second division life after being promoted from the third division last season. But Leeds United, just down from the first division, will be quite a test. They are unbeaten and are unchanged, with defender Trevor Cherry having recovered from a hamstring injury. player-manager Eddie Gray has produced a side with a good bit of flair about it, not least from himself, of course, but also from that great entertainer up front, Frank Worthington.
Dickinson's header. Wilson for Coney. Now for Houghton. Good strike of the ball. My word. Lock. Coney, nice ball there, played for Houghton. Great save by Lukic.
A lovely ball played in by Coney. Houghton took it well, and what a save by Lukic. Corner for Leeds. Paul Hart right in there, the two big number 5s tangling there, and it was Roger Brown who got it away. Thomas has scored for Leeds. Well, his first goal of the season. It didn't give Gerry Peyton a lot of chance. He was unsighted, and the ball is in the back of the net. Gale to Locke.
He's out after this, but there's not much room up there. And he might trick
Hurd into giving him a yard, which he's done. He's got a good cross in there towards Gordon Davis. 1-1. Well, there's applause for Gordon Davis, but the Fulham players went almost as one man to Ray Houghton. Well, he played an enormous part in that. And Gordon Davis finished it off superbly.
Brown being challenged by Butterworth.
Good play there by Coney. Finding Wilson. Inside for Lewington, who seems to get a lot of space in that midfield for Fulham. Davis. Lewington again, and he used it well. There's Locke right in there. And Coney! What a brilliant goal for Fulham! Superb move. Real teamwork, and Locke was the unexpected member of it, right up there from defence, and Coney with a volley puts Fulham into the lead by Hopkins. Wilson. Oh, what a bad ball, and Davis! And Eddie Gray, the player manager, provides the pass, which certainly wasn't intended for Davis, but Davis whipped on it like nobody's business. There it is, Eddie Gray playing it back. Gordon Davis turning superbly just inside the far post, and Fulham lead by 3-1. Now finding Butterworth. Kenny Burns. Graham. Hurd. Oh, back again for Graham, left foot, fine goal! So Arthur Graham gets his first of the season, and a finely worked goal it was. The little ball from Kevin Hurd into the path and the trusty left boots of Arthur Graham. Fulham 3, Leeds 2, Lukic with the goal kick. Worthington turning it on, Butterworth. Now look at the space there. And Leeds have got to look forward. There's Worthington with the shot. It's deflected. It's a goal. 3-3. But the linesman has got his flag up, and it'll be disallowed. Leeds surround the referee. The linesman has made a strong, positive decision. We should get a clue. Butterworth's work, laid back, and there has to be, yes, an offside there, presumably Kevin Hurd in an offside position, and the linesman looks as though he was right. And now Butterworth with 5 minutes remaining. Thomas now for Leeds, but hitting it straight at Lewington. Now that might open it up a little bit. Houghton's right through there. Lewington wants to go on his own and is beaten down by the keeper. Frank Gray to Arthur Graham. Turning it on there, and a nice ball played in for Worthington. Played on again for Arthur Graham. Played it again for Kenny Burns. No, the flag is up again, and that again will be denied Leeds United. The flag was up well in advance, in point of fact, as Graham took it on. Only been for offside, maybe against Kenny Burns quite early on.
Yes, a thrilling victory that puts Fulham into 4th place in the second division table now.